Some of you will be accessing this course from home during lockdown period, or even if we're not on lockdown, you may be studying at home. And you may be asking, how can I do keyboard studies without a piano? Well, there are some parts of this course that you can do with a kind of a virtual piano, which I'm going to show you how to make in a moment, so that you can still get used to the finger patterns that you would use for scales and for other exercises that we'll be learning. So don't get too nervous yet. You can still do parts of this course at home without an actual piano or a keyboard. So let's have a look at how you can make your own keyboard. For this, all you will need is a pencil, a ruler, and some scrap paper. And you'll see that this is just using the other side of a piece of paper. It doesn't need to be an A4 size of piece of paper. It just can be any size of paper, as long as you get all of the measurements that I'm going to give you correct. So let's start with this so I can show you how it works. The first thing that you're going to do is measure out sections of 23 millimeters. Why 23 millimeters? Because this is basically the size of any white piano key. So we're just going to do that. See, I just make a tiny little mark at 23 millimeters. And I keep on doing this. You'd need to do this 9 times across the page so that you get 8 keys, or an octave. I'm just going to do a few for you so that you can see. Once you've marked them out, then you use your ruler to draw a straight line across your page using this little mark that you've made as a guide. I'll show you what this looks like in a minute. At each mark, you're going to draw a line. And this is what it looks like eventually, these straight lines across the page. Now, once you've done that, our next thing is to draw a line across these keys so that you can see how big the space is for your fingers for the white keys is. So you're going to measure off from the bottom of the page 48 millimeters and put a dot just like you did in the previous example, a little line or a dot so that you know where to draw the line at 48 millimeters. And this will help you to keep the line straight all the way through. Otherwise, if you just drew a line, it might go quite skew and that would defeat the purpose. So once you've done that across all of those keys, you draw a line through the dots. And that's what you'll get. Now these spaces over here, those are the spaces that your fingers are going to be using for the white keys for the most part, right? We're going to be drawing the black keys up here in a moment. So our next measurement from the side of the page is going to be 13 millimeters. 13 millimeters, and you put a dot. And then, after that, 11 millimeters. So we're making a dot there. So first 13 and then 11. And you're going to draw, again, like you did just now, lines, straight lines up the page. I'm going to do the same again. 13 millimeters and 11. And I'll show you what this is going to look like when I've drawn these lines. Start looking familiar now. Now you've got the white key, that's the black key, the white key, the black key. All right. Remember that the black keys come in sets of 2s, and then our next set there would be like C, D, E, F. There's no black key in between E and F, so the next black key would be over there. When you've finished drawing a whole lot of them, this is kind of what you're going to be looking at. That's an octave of keys. And then you can actually color these sections in black. If you've got a black crayon, or if you want to use the pencil so it's easier for you to see what you're doing, you can do that. Now I've created 3 whole octaves like that. See, which we are going to glue together in a minute. This is what 1 octave looks like. I've just cut it. There's one thing that we need to add. You'll see that there's another line over here, above here. And that is 94 millimeters from the bottom of the black key. So if we have a look at it, from there to the top, sorry, from there to over here is 94 millimeters. That line we're going to fold like this. Now you have the actual size of the piano keys, and it means that you can lay it on the table and play a scale with the correct finger. You just need a little bit of press stick to pluck it on the edge of the table, right on the edge of the table, and then you'll be able to play a scale. See? Now, if we were to put all of them together, and I'm going to do that for you now, I'm going to need a little bit of glue or press stick for this. What you'll have is, and I'm just going to link them together like this for you. Here are my 3 octaves of piano keys. Now you'll be able to play all of the scales that you need for this course and all of the technical exercises just by having some pieces of paper in front of you. What I do suggest is that you use some press stick or maybe some sticky tape to stick it to the table so that it doesn't move while you're playing. Otherwise you'll get something like this, and that's not what we want. We want it to be in place so that your fingers can get used to the patterns of the scales. You'll see now that if I play the D major scale, I can still get the black key right in the middle and continue to get all of the notes correct. So this is the way that you can create your own virtual piano, and I'm going to scan this and put it up on Moodle so that you can, if you are able to, download it and even print it if you can. But if you can't print it, I've given you all of the details so that you can create this on your own.